What is up, everyone? It's your boy, Andre, also known as TGS Mullins, and we welcome you to another night of the Friday Night Foreigners. I am here with the usual Seth,
Hello.
and of course, Jonathan.
Yo, what is good?
And tonight
I'm
we have
actually at the beginning of one this time.
a. And we also have a special guest for tonight. Will, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Will. I also go by Cheat Clapper 69, but
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, pretty sure, Will, it's not your name at all.
Dang
Unless-
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, man, but that's just how it
You
is.
gotta keep it family friendly.
My apologies, everyone, by the way, if Will's mic isn't as superior.
yeah, just a warning. It's booty. Sorry.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
so is kind of all of our mics. Also, if you just, I'm just gonna
well,
plug a
except for
little.
yours, Andre. Yours is
But everyone's gonna get my mic, in some time.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine will be in the month. I don't know when Seth is.
Honestly, I'm thinking of just buying it myself because my parents are taking, I asked them and they're just like,
Yeah,
Okay.
in 8 years.
Just buy it yourself. It's easier.
Yeah, it's only $20, and if you really need $20, then I could give you it.
Alright,
Well, I guess then it's time for us to get into our topics. First topic of the night. It seems like we always have a phone topic.
you really do.
Yeah.
And this one is about the brand new iPhone SE 2 and its official launch coming very soon. If y'all don't remember what the original iPhone SE was, it was basically an iPhone 6S, but in an iPhone 5 shell. And it was a lot cheaper than an iPhone 6S. This model is
yeah, but
supposed
still, it's insanely expensive compared to the iPhone 5.
Yeah, but you got iPhone 6S level performance and an iPhone 5 shell. This new one kind of is going with the same approach, with having a shell of an iPhone 8, but the internals of the iPhone 11 non-Pro. And it's also priced at a pretty impressive $400. That's not bad for a... Think about that. This is the fastest processor in any smartphone for $400.
Dude, I'm getting that. I have to get that.
And it is in the same form factor as the iPhone 8, so you're not compromising too much on size. Now, they did say there are a few corners cut, like the battery life is about 3/4 of what it is on the iPhone 11. And obviously,
Dude, the iPhone 11 battery life is really good. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that.
it also obviously doesn't have any infinity screen, any infinity edge screen or anything like that. But I
That's
honestly
not really
think
a necessity.
yeah, and the notch noise annoys me anyways. So
Yeah.
the camera is ripped straight out of the iPhone XR, which is pretty dope, and it is a single shooter. It is supposed to release, I think, sometime in 2 months, I'm pretty sure. For, as I said, $400. And the color I saw was red, and it looked very nice.
Dude, I'm gonna ask for that. I'm gonna ask that for my birthday.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Might as well.
It is, I'm so glad Apple's kind of saying, whoa there, buckaroo, we shouldn't make $1,000 smartphones if we don't want to ruin the industry.
Yeah. That was...
Because now you can compare things to like $1,000 now. Like you can compare a high-end gaming PC could cost $1,000. So like you make the argument of, do you want an iPhone or do you want a high-end gaming PC? And at that point the argument is kind of
One-sided.
yeah.
It's a very one-sided argument at that point, because would you rather have something that can barely hold 60 FPS at ultra settings on everything, or would you rather have something that can very well hold them
Yeah.
easily?
And
Yeah.
also the fact that
And the storage.
also the fact that phones
Oh,
don't.
yeah,
Last time I checked, you can't drop you unless it's a laptop and you're stupid. You can't really drop a desk. You can't really drop a desktop.
Well, there
No.
was one time where I had my headphones in and I got like I stood up and walked away with forgetting that my headphones in and that screen fell over.
That
Yeah,
happens.
but
It was
yeah,
like
but
it was like a school desktop computer.
That happens to the best of us. Don't worry about
Classic blunder.
it.
yeah, but it's pretty durable. And again, it's miles ahead in terms of performance. $1,000 PC versus $1,000 smartphone. Which is another thing is that y'all still have to remember that you could literally buy either 2 iPhone SE2s or an iPhone 11.
Yeah,
That's
buying the
kind of
iPhone SE2.
ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely getting 2 SEs.
Yeah, because that means
One SE is my
that-
backup. and
Yeah,
one
but
is
say
first.
I break screens like every day. So, if anything to me, that just means I can spend less money breaking screens.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be careful, but you know, it's inevitable.
Accidents
that
happen.
you'll drop your phone at some point.
Yeah, accidents happen, man. Speaking of accidents, I'm pretty sure I was one.
Jonathan.
Jesus
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
That
I'm
was
kidding. It
dark.
Was a joke.
We're trying to-
It was a joke.
We're trying to
The
we're
depressed
trying to keep a
foreigner.
positive
The
attitude.
depressed
depressed.
foreigner.
I'm not. I'm not depressed.
Back to the iPhone SE2.
Yes.
Do you think there should do you think we should start that all the companies should start lowering their prices on their smartphones? Like, would you rather have it so they use, because remember, Apple's iPhone 6S started at $350 when it was first released. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Remember when phone prices weren't ludicrous?
No.
Then they said, hey.
Ludicrous speed. Go.
I mean, yeah, but back in the day, the iPhone 6S was considered ludicrously fast. Is it though?
No.
Well, that was the best technology of the time.
Yeah, true. And one thing I will say, just kind of like half-ass, but like this phone probably is going to change this opinion, but I still really haven't had a true reason to upgrade from an iPhone 7. It still runs just as fast as any other phone, a couple of seconds slower, but not anything you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
The cameras are fine, the build quality is fine, the screen is fine. I'm just not a
Andre, you
sucker
see,
for the
for me,
notch.
You see, for me, I have an iPhone 5, so I've been looking.
That is
for
different.
I've been looking for constant upgrades.
In my
And
opinion,
I've never found one that cheap at that high performance.
yeah.
So
and
it's a real bang for the buck.
Yeah.
think about it. The iPhone SE2 is still the original iPhone SE is still getting iOS updates, while the iPhone 5 obviously stopped at 2 years ago, a year ago.
It was
Yeah.
my current update right now is like 10.2.
Yeah,
I
10.2.
can go to 10.4, but why would I? I don't. There's
And
nothing-
iOS
Yeah,
13.3 was
really
recently released. That is 3 generations old.
Yeah.
So, and the iPhone SE is still supporting that. And the iPhone SE, if it was the 6S generation, that was 2013. That's a 6-year-old. That's 6 years of a smartphone lasting. That's pretty impressive. And if the iPhone SE2 has that type of staying power, hell yeah, is it worth it for only for $400? Go Apple.
Okay, man. I'm telling my mom. I figured out what I want for my birthday. It might be a both sides of the family compilation, but I want the new iPhone SE too.
And again, you're not going to be. I mean, think about it. You're getting the same processor as is in a phone that's almost triple the cost.
Yeah.
Sorry, actually triple the cost. The iPhone 11 Pro Max, 100. God, why is their name so damn long? Just call it the iPhone 11s or the iPhone 11
Honestly,
Plus.
when did they stop with the S? That made me mad.
They made
Yeah.
the XS, then the X. Also, why did they stop with the Plus? The plus, why have Max when Max simply means plus?
I think they're trying to save characters.
That or they're just trying to be like, oh, it's a Max phone. It's ridiculous. You've never seen something as powerful as this.
Actually, I've seen something more powerful than that, and it's 2016. It's a 2016 phone. The Razer phone.
Shade is being thrown by John.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, but I mean, I don't have enough money for the Razer phone, so might as well just.
I just hope that all phone prices start lowering.
Yes, please.
There's people aren't buying the new iPhone anymore. Not because they don't like the product, but because you can't upgrade like you used to. You can't just say, you can't say, it's a new iPhone. Let me just trade in this one for around 3/4 of the cost and just buy it for like $110. It's like, my god, my just recently brand new iPhone 8 only is worth like $200, and that's $1,000 to pay for the new iPhone. And so you're now just like, well, crap.
Andre, other side of this story, Apple is catering to all their rich customers.
White people.
What they're doing.
Highland
Shut
Park.
up, Andre. You have 3 houses and two rare cars.
No, we don't talk about that.
I don't want to hear it. Andre.
No, we don't talk about
I don't want to hear it. Okay. Apple is catering to the rich.
Highland Park.
They're
not.
They know that the rich people are going to buy their products no matter what.
See, it's not the rich people; it's the people that are like Apple or nothing. Take this for what it is. Apple, with all their flaws, have managed to create an ecosystem that has pulled people in it so far that they are not willing to buy any other technology product ever.
Even though it's actually better.
Yeah, it's like just the whole idea of a name brand.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's good. What they've learned is that, like, well, people are going to buy our products no matter what. Let's bump up the price so we can get more money off of their... it's just business. Think about it. Consumers or people that buy things are just pawns in business game. In the game of business, we're just pawns. We're just... Which is kind of bad because, like, that means businesses technically rule our lives. But, think about it. If it's a popular product... and they know people will come back and always buy it, why not creep the price up a little bit every generation? So it's like...
it's not a little bit, it's like hundreds of dollars.
But like, Apple did it where it's like iPhone X. The iPhone 6S was like $350, and they were like, oh, that's kind of okay. Then it went to $450, like, yeah, that's a bit excessive. Then they kept that $450 for generation. Then they went up to $600, and the people were like, oh, well, it's a new iPhone. It's all these cool features. Okay. Then the X came out, and it was supposedly a generation-changing phone. And so people could understand why it cost that. Well, people that aren't nerdy could understand why it cost $1,000. Is because it's a phone it's supposed to be special edition. It's supposed to be a limited... Unquote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Special phone. Yeah, special phone or an anniversary phone. And then Apple understands that, like, oh, see, they're just being fooled now. So
now we got them.
Yep.
We got them, Coach.
So now we can just raise the price a little bit higher, and every time, and people won't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got them.
I can see that, like, being in a meeting with Apple, just like. An Apple CEO is just sitting in like a meeting room with like his team, his marketing team, and
Tim
like,
Apple.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Speaking of we got him, something that I want to get is the new Oculus Quest because
there's no wires, man.
It's a very, very interesting product.
Man, you and kind of segues.
Oh yeah, by the way, well. Turn your phone on silent.
Oh shoot! Whoops! My bad.
We're hearing your phone vibrate every time.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, that was the first time I heard it.
When I use my phone, I always turn it on silent.
Or but like this. Okay, our next topic is the Oculus Quest, obviously, but really, is VR still a thing in 2019?
I'd say it's not as popular as it used to be. Like, I'm sure they're lowering on sales. That's why they're trying to up their technology, because they want people to get back into VR. Because, like, people used to be doing on YouTube VR all the time. Like, every YouTuber is trying to do a VR episode. Now it's kind of died down because there's not a lot of advancements in gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, but okay.
But now with the Oculus Quest and Valve Index, which I'm really interested in, now there's new possibilities.
See, I think honestly, the Valve Index it's just a new VR product.
Yeah.
It's like the HTC Vive. It's a new VR product. It's not a good, I wouldn't say not a bad, I mean, it's incredible product, some incredible technology, but in my opinion, if they want to start winning back people for VR, the Oculus Quest is going to do it. Because if y'all don't know about the Oculus Quest, it starts at $200, has no wires, and almost, oh, that's a big mark, almost PC level performance. That means you don't need to use an iPhone. You don't need to use a phone. It's not one of the ones where you slide your phone in, and those are super low quality. Because if you don't know how VR works, here's time for some tech talk. If you don't know how VR works, it's basically a video game. It's rendered in 3D, but the problem is, the reason why it's so difficult to run is because you have to run two. In this case, these are to basically think of 2 monitors worth of screen real estate.
Yeah.
One for each eye. And another problem with VR is that to make sure that you don't get motion sick, it has to stay at least above 90 FPS. The problem with that is that 1080p, really high resolution, like really high detail. Think about it. It's 1080p times 2 at 90 FPS. That's not easy to run.
It's not. But the thing is, with the Oculus Quest, also, I was watching Game Theory, and obviously MapHat's a big fan of VR, and he got an Oculus Quest for free because he went to the new showing of it. And not only does it have like no wires and stuff, but there was also a bunch of problems I heard with VR is that the rooms in the games could not fit to your room. So if the floor was too high, but now with the Oculus Quest, there are sensors you can buy to make the room scale more accurate, but you can room scale. Like, there is infinite space.
And that is my reason, my opinion, why Oculus Quest is going to be a game changer. Just like the Rift S, which is basically the Quest, but it requires a PC, the Oculus Quest doesn't require lighthouse towers, making it truly portable room scale VR. And people don't say, why don't you just use the VR headset for your phone? Well, as I was telling you about before, your phone probably at maximum does one 1080p screen that has to be split in half, which is less quality than 720p. And your phone can't really run, and especially all iPhones can't run on 90 FPS at all because their screens only display only 60 FPS, making it clunky, less powerful, less good looking, and all just a bad experience. But with the Quest, you are getting, again, not quite PC level performance, but up, like I would say PSVR level performance that you can take anywhere at any time. And they also said with the there will be a new update for it that allows you to connect your Oculus Quest to a PC to make it basically a Rift S think of like the Nintendo Switch of VR. That's the tagline for it. The Nintendo Switch for VR, because you can take it on the go if you want portability, but you can dock it to your PC if you want a better experience. It's literally the Switch for VR. And
Okay.
it's cheap, and it's only
Also,
$200.
One thing that I had my mom for Christmas got me a phone headset. One problem I had is it because of the low frame rate, it does give you motion sickness, but it also hurts your head. It gives you a massive headache after like at least an hour after using it.
And again, I feel like this is what's gonna save VR. If Oculus can add that feature where it's basically a Switch version of VR, and add more titles, because right now they have the big ones you've heard of: Super Hot VR, Job Simulator, Beat Saber. But there's some big titles that aren't there. The Skyrim VR, Assetto Corsa VR.
I don't think
Minecraft VRs are on
yeah.
there. It's because it runs off of the Oculus store. And another thing you have to remember is that while you don't need a phone to power the Oculus Quest, it is powered by mobile hardware. It is powered by the same processor in a Galaxy S8. And
okay, guys. Speaking of VR, how far away do you think we are from Ready Player One type shit?
Oh, wow.
Pretty far.
Yeah.
The kind of treadmill that they had, it's actually being created. Well,
Yeah,
there's
it is a real
prototype
thing.
for it. The treadmill is though, not the whole simulated sensory and like the sensory suit is not.
And in my opinion, one of the things that we're gonna have to get rid of whenever we get talking about Ready Player One is put VR in something. Let's just say like glasses, and then maybe we might even get it down to like contacts. And in my opinion, I'm more ready for AR or augmented reality. Say like having a pair of glasses that could tell you your clock on your top right, say a map on your top left, notifications, but not be distracting. Or like in all those movies where you see like those holographic images appear in front of you from your glasses. That's the future I'm looking for.
Yeah, but then again, people are going to buy ad real estate, and there are going to be ads like every second. I'm guaranteeing you. If it gets to that point, there are going to be ads every second, and you are going to get distracted.
Yeah, true. Another thing that is happening in many universities and college is that they're using VR as a use of teaching to give pseudo realistic scenarios to their students, which is a great use of VR. And with an Oculus Quest, that can make that even easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like are you saying like a sort of VR field trip kind of thing almost?
Yeah.
Didn't we did one of those in like 6th grade?
Yeah, but it was really bad.
Where we had the little phone
in history.
things, and then we went to Mount Everest.
The Wall of China.
Yeah, and the pyramids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But think of that on like an actual scale. Like you're there with your classmates, and there's an actual big thing happening.
Yeah. Also, here's an idea. Also, for kids that do not have stable homes where they have to move a lot, VR school.
Exactly.
It's like VR chat, but for school, where you have a assigned classroom, and all the kids line up, and the teacher's there, and you just teach, but you're sitting in an army. You're like
100 miles away.
Yeah, your dad's a military person, and you guys move bases a lot. Then you just sit down in your barrack, and
it's like homeschooling, but better than homeschooling.
Because there's an actual teacher.
Not to drag things down, but why wouldn't you just do online school for that?
Because some people don't Some people don't want to do that, or B,
interactive learning. Some people just can't go use just a computer. They need to talk.
Think of reading an online textbook versus watching an online video. Think of reading a newspaper versus watching a video about it. You much rather watch the video.
Yeah.
And so back to the main question. do y'all think VR is still worth it? And
Yes.
especially the Oculus
Yeah, my
Quest.
opinion, yes.
I believe
My opinion,
that
definitely.
it's worth all the struggle or the time that it would take to develop these things that we.
In my opinion, for $200, the Oculus Quest is incredible. It is simply a technological advancement in VR. A headset that requires nothing but the actual headset itself, running almost PC level, or I'll just say PSVR level experience. That it was my dream whenever VR came to a thing, and it's now here, and I love it. Speaking of things, well, I don't actually love. Here's a slightly worse topic. Apparently in Ecuador.
Did your history teacher never play
Suck
that song?
my
where it's
door.
The lady... Did your history teacher ever play that song where it's just the lady, but she's singing all the Brazilian states?
Nope.
They're not Brazilian. They're South American.
Okay.
Yes.
Well.
Okay.
If y'all know
it
it,
didn't sound right in my head. So
if you have a guinea pig or a hamster, or care about them, you should know that in South America, it is considered a delicacy, and they like to eat them. Well, apparently
Yum, yum.
they have ice cream.
Yeah,
for
sorry,
it.
Miranda.
Apparently
Chomp,
they
chomp.
have ice cream for it.
Sorry, Miranda. That's a thing. They like to eat guinea pigs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Imagine a frozen guinea pig ice cream. That's like eating a steak ice cream.
Yeah, bacon soda exists. So I wouldn't be
Baking
surprised.
soda.
Yes, but does anybody drink
bacon soda?
Baking
Yes,
soda.
there's actually a shop that's like sells it. It's actually apparently one of their more popular ones.
Bacon soda is actually not as bad as it may seem. I've had it.
It's probably
true.
just it's probably
It's
just
actually pretty
bacon.
good.
It's just bacon grease. It's just like a whole bunch of bacon grease.
It's just bacon juice in
No.
a bottle. That'd be
Ew.
That
so
would just be
unhealthy.
stereotypical
Ew.
American food.
To be honest,
That would just be
to be
stereotypical
honest,
American
yeah,
food,
I must say,
but
to be honest,
it's not.
America has pretty bad food.
You think? But then again, we are one of the most fortunate countries. So
That and also
that
we're one of the
bad
most
food doesn't
obese.
seem that bad to us.
But
Yeah.
that and we're also really obese.
We are the most obese country. Fun fact.
Really.
Yeah.
So we really are fat.
Yeah, we're all fat fuckers.
And the crazy thing is that it's crazy because we're the most obese country, but we're also probably the most like vegan obsessed country.
That is, well,
Yeah. that sounds
maybe
about
not
right,
India. India is like vegan obsessed completely through because of most of the people's religion there.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
And Will,
But-
to rebuttal to your comment, I am known as the cusser of the group. All right, I will cuss my ass off, and nobody can stop me.
Are you literally
I'm
bringing
just
this
saying.
thing up from the freaking PSAT room today?
No. Oh, well, he didn't stop me. I still continued. So
One of the guys in my
Yeah,
PSAT
technically.
room just like slept through the first two subjects. Like he didn't.
Same.
I
I
was like,
really wanted to, but I knew I had to do something, or I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I passed out halfway through the first section.
Yeah, I was like exhausted, so I like took a nap and during the reading section and just like finished it.
Just took a fat
Surprisingly.
nap.
I actually,
Yeah.
I actually kind of looked at my neighbor for that one because I really didn't want to do that. I will admit I did cheat, but it's only a practice, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Now, when
the
it
whole
comes time
thing-
to the actual SAT, I'm not gonna do that because
well,
be
Obviously.
smart. Don't be stupid.
the whole thing was kind of hit or miss. You know, it was either really easy or
Hard.
either mildly or extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about the
Alright.
silence there.
Sorry about the awkward silence. Sometimes
Yeah.
our minds just die because we're freaking tired from today. It was weird because of the pre-SAT. But Andre, so our fourth topic, school plus technology. I think that's like the first
Do you
time
think it equals
ever,
good or bad?
I've ever announced the topic before. I'm excited.
Yeah, school. Okay, I decided this topic kind of on the VR setting, but like,
Yeah, we
if
we already kind
you'll
of
again,
talked
most
about it.
schools, most schools that are like, especially ours, especially say Mansfield schools, use iPads, laptops, etc., etc. A lot of technology. And my question was, do y'all feel like they are using it good enough? Do you feel
Well,
like
not-
technology is being using to its greatest
They
potential that they
do
could?
kind of
No.
promise too much. Like the library does have a 3D printer, but you know how at the football game there's always that like MISD ad? We don't have all that stuff. Like it's
No,
like
no, we
there's that one girl who's like, I learned using a VR headset. Where is that in our school? I want to use a VR
Honestly.
headset to learn. We have the 3D printer, but that's like all of it.
Yeah.
Remember like in 8th grade and they're taking like the MISD survey and it's like, do you participate? And it had like this list of like 30 clubs and I was like, we don't have any of those at my school.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah.
And it,
Well, that was
it
also for,
honestly
like-
made me mad.
Yeah, that was also for like high school stuff. Probably.
That's true.
Yeah, but why would they send it to middle school?
And even at high school, most of those aren't even on there.
Honestly.
Because most of the clubs are like almost student run.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
By the way,
pretty
just
much student-run, but
guys,
they
just
have-
kind of as a side topic, I just read that the Switch port of Overwatch sucks, and like Overwatch is one of my favorite games of all time, and it really saddens me as a Switch fan that it sucks. Because the game
Yeah.
that could literally run on integrated graphics apparently has bad performance on the Nintendo Switch. This saddens me and makes me pissed off. Back to the topic at hand, though. That's for next week. That's for next week.
We should be able to have more technology. I'm not saying because some schools don't have the budget for that. I mean, we don't because MISD kind of spends too much money on the sports department. No,
That's true.
like the
Football.
new football building that they built. Well, they are building for a football team that hasn't won a game yet.
It's not just for football.
76 to 6.
The athletic complex
Yeah.
that they're building there, it's going to consist of, just like offices.
But we already
weight rooms
have
and stuff, which will be
we already
used by-
have everything.
Yeah.
And
I
why
it's
do
just
that?
everything.
Why do that whenever we could when you could be giving us, let's say, VR classrooms? I mean,
Yeah,
or
or something, or like-
honestly, this isn't especially art like the school's fault, but this is just Texas's fault. Everything has to run through the district. All of their servers run through Texas. Mansfield ISD. Everything runs through Mansfield, and I hate it because it gives no
Yeah.
freedom to. You wonder. Have y'all seen other high schools in Mansfield MISD? Have you seen their gyms, their varsity gyms?
No.
It looks identical to ours. When I mean identical, I mean it is the same thing. The
Well, except for different colors.
different colors,
But
but
yeah.
it's the same layout.
Well, how much different really can they make it?
Why don't they
That's
let us?
true.
Why don't they let us do what we want? If it's a good team, let us have a bigger arena to accommodate. Everything is
Yeah.
restricted off of what they want to do. Again, if we wanted to really have like VR classrooms, first MISD would say, "Oh, are there any programs and any how many like security measures can we put in it?" Because that's another thing that they do.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Fucking security measures. Oh my god.
everything they do is just blocked by security and security,
Oh,
and I'm
oh,
just
you
like,
know how you guys, you know how on your iPads you're not able to get to YouTube?
yep.
I found a way around it. I'll tell you guys later.
You're such a hacker, Jonathan.
I'm a
I
hacker.
wish I was as cool as you.
I'm a hacker, man. Mm.
And again, they're so. I said this like a couple of videos ago. Mansfield is so far up their own ass about being, oh, we're the greatest school district ever. Oh, we are the greatest of all time. That it's just bad now.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it's been bad since I got here, so I wouldn't know when it was ever good.
It's just and it's not honestly their fault because people have made comments like, "Oh, Mansfield's such like a good district," and it's kind of like a YouTuber who has gotten a lot of fans. They can't really cater to every single one person
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
Just
I hope
They don't-
someday we become like that. And maybe if you help subscribe and like on the video and tell your friends about it, then maybe we could actually get to that point.
yes.
Slight plug.
Honestly, if we could get to the point where we could have like our own building where we do this stuff,
An
like that would be
office?
mental. That would be mental.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, and have like an actual recording studio.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and like
hey.
actually good mics and laptops and stuff.
Keep
Dude, that would be
keep
mental.
believing. I mean, we could get there. I'm not saying we can't.
Eventually, yeah. Hopefully we can.
Totally. But yeah, back to the whole school technology thing. I have parents that work for MISD, and so just a little insider thing. Basically, what MISD does is, y'all know Frisco, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything Frisco ISD does, Mansfield ISD does. That's pretty much how it works. So
Yep.
they built like a bunch of new athletic complexes and
Yeah.
stuff like they're building for us, like a couple years back. And so now we're doing it, and you can sort of just apply that to a lot of the new stuff that's going on.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
take a look at Fresco ISD so I can see what we're getting next.
Yeah, what we're
So-
getting in a couple months.
And another
No, a
thing,
couple years.
another thing with technology that I'm just personally mad about is just like schools take a decade and a half to upgrade their components. Every teacher in our school has been telling us like, oh, our computers are so slow, and I cringe as a computer nerd because it's not the fact that the PCs are slow, that the hardware is slow. It's that they're just not smart on what they put in it. Okay, each of the school's computers, every single one of them, contains a 500 gigabyte hard drive. What the hell do you think? Do you think a school would need more than 250 gigabytes of storage?
Yeah.
Hey, as a 500 gigabyte hard drive owner myself, that's not actually that much.
Yes, but you have
Especially-
games.
I don't.
So what do you
It's-
have? What do you have on it?
It's pretty much a blank thing, and I still have like
So how much? How
maybe
much?
100 gigabytes left.
Completely blank.
Not completely.
I was about to say
It has
because
some-
Windows takes up 12 gigs.
Really?
Yes, a Word
What
document
kind of
takes up
bullshit is my PC on then?
a Word document takes up in the kilobytes. There is
Dude, my
nothing.
PC's on some other shit, dude.
There is nothing that like. Okay, how can I say this? There is nothing that if they just put an SSD in all of their PCs, everyone would think they got new PCs. Period. If they just slid an SSD into every PC and took out the hard drives, everyone would think they completely changed the systems. It's like going from Jonathan's PC to mine.
Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. So you're saying I could take out that 500 gigabyte H hard drive and then just slide a whole 500 gigabyte SSD in, and I'll be perfectly fine.
128 gig SSD, and you will instantly think I upgraded your PC. That is
Alright, well, I have 4 slots for hard
I am not.
drive.
I'm just saying. I'm not joking. That's how big of a difference an SSD makes. It is in the hundreds of times faster. Not 10 times, not 50 times. We're talking hundreds of times faster than a hard drive. The computers. I timed it. The computer load time for the computer in the Legacy Broncos basketball room took 2.5 minutes just to reach Windows, the lock screen. My PC takes 8 seconds. My PC has a pretty old SSD and takes 8 seconds.
Yeah, I literally turned on my laptop, which is like even slowed down with the millions of pictures my mom has on it, and it still doesn't even take that long to like open.
Yep, because you probably have an SSD, don't you?
I'm not completely sure.
Well,
I'm pretty sure mine takes closer to a minute to a minute and a half to
and whenever
the lock screen.
Think about it though. Whenever you get into it, it's also really slow, right? Like you have to wait even more time for everything to kind of load in.
Not really. It takes about 30 seconds for everything to load.
30 seconds? Mine happens instantly. There is no delay.
Okay. Well, no, I think it's more around like 10 seconds. But even then.
Still, and everything just feels so much faster. Everything loads instantly. There's no such thing as waiting.
Yeah,
all right.
That's
and another thing.
Where can I get one? Where can I get one, and how can I install?
You could probably get one at Fry's, or Best Buy has a lot of them. And again, it's came to a point where SSDs are now cheaper than hard drives.
What?
MISD, listen, it is cheaper than a hard drive. You're paying. We know you're a cheap ass school, so don't you love the thought of spending less?
We'll take.
Yeah. Take it to your parents.
Yes.
She's a counselor, not on the school board.
It's like Frisco ISD is Mansfield ISD's parent.
Don't tell me to tell them. Tell Frisco ISD.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
Alright, y'all. Well, I think it is time for our World Framers list. And if y'all don't know how our list works, I will name 5 things on this specific list that we got from list25.com. And it will be up to Seth, Will, and Jonathan to try to guess where it is ranked on the list. And then at the end, normally I count down the top 5. This list for this week is 25 things millennials have ruined. Which should be interesting because we're all
I know
millennials.
One of them's gonna be
I'm Gen Z. I'm Gen Z, so I don't have to worry about that.
Gen Z.
I'm ready, bro.
Alright, I will start off. I guess we should start off with diamonds. Diamonds may not be a millennial's best friend. Reasons include the exploitation associated with this gem and the fact that diamonds remain highly expensive. Perhaps diamonds aren't forever after all. From a 1 to 25, 1 being the weirdest, and 25 being...
No, it would be... Like 1 being the... Yeah, that would make sense. Never mind.
Yeah.
Continue.
1 being the weirdest, and 25 being the one that's just... Yeah, I mean, true.
Yeah.
I know what 25 is, so that doesn't bother me.
So where do you think diamonds... I'm going to start with Seth. Seth, where do you think diamonds are?
Diamonds? I mean... Have we really affected diamonds at all? Like, it's not like a bunch of millennials have access to diamonds.
Yeah, no, we're all poor pieces of shit. Nobody's going to have access.
Yep, because they're all in debt.
Yeah.
6 figures in debt.
Right. I'd say I'm gonna go 15.
15?
Yeah, I was
okay.
actually about to say...
Jonathan, where would you like to go?
Let's go 12.
Okay, and Will?
I'm gonna say around 19. 19 sounds about right.
Well, it was actually 11, so Jonathan got it right.
Dang it.
Dang it!
Okay, and for our next one, we're gonna do baby names. We are sorry to tell the Michaels and Johns of the world, but your name isn't as popular as once. Nowadays, millennials are giving their children names like Floppy Disk and Apple Garden. Okay, we're
Oh,
being
God.
silly,
An
but
app.
those examples are, but those examples,
Those aren't as far fetched as they sound.
yeah.
I was reading
Yeah,
I was reading an Instagram post, and it was a screenshot of a Twitter post from a woman who got mad at her family because they were making fun of her because she named her kid, and this is its first name. This is its like first name, like not last name. Squire
Oh,
Sebastian
this
Stan.
What?
That's its first name. That's its
Oh, I
first
feel
name.
so bad for him.
And she even had the gall to say nobody is allowed to give him nicknames. I was like, what? You're not gonna let your child get a nickname when his name is Squire Sebastian Stan?
Hell no.
I mean, you could go with nickname being Seb.
Yeah.
Like, it would work.
There's a saxophone in my band. His name's Sebastian, but everybody calls him Sebi.
I'm gonna
Name
name
would
my
be perfectly
daughter
fine.
Laquisha.
LaQuisha. No.
Dude, I
So-
read a post a while ago. There are pretty close to 5 children in this world currently named Thanos.
That's great.
Okay,
That-
Seth, where do you think baby names are?
I say 9. I'm gonna go 9.
9. Okay. Jonathan, where do you think it ranks?
I mean, it's not as weird as it may sound. So I'm gonna go with 12. Again.
Okay. And Will?
Alright. You know, I think this one might be a little lower on the list. I think I'm gonna go 22.
It was actually 14.
Woo! I did it again.
Dang it!
Okay, and
Should have guessed 15.
No, you're not allowed to re-guess.
No, Jonathan.
No, okay, for our third one, we're gonna choose motorcycles. Millennials aren't hitting the open road on their motorcycles much as their parents and grandparents did back in the day. For a good reason. Many millennials can't afford to buy a motorcycle. As mentioned
Yeah,
in the previous
That's
point,
where the six
also
figures in debt comes into play.
they also live in places where public transport is simply more convenient.
That's
You
totally
see, being a
more.
Texan myself in Mansfield, public transport is not convenient. I would rather have a motorcycle.
Yeah.
No, millennials are just pussies.
There you go.
Amen.
That's how
Right
it
on the
works.
money.
Amen.
I'm gonna say, for me personally, I would say 8, because that's pretty damn weird. Because
So-
my dad owns a motorcycle. Like, you can't.
My dad's motorcycle is humongous. I mean, like,
Dude, my dad has a Harley, and he's straight piped it too. So it's like,
But are
It's
your
loud
dad's
as hell.
millennial?
Yeah.
no, he's not a millennial.
So, Jonathan, you said 7?
8.
8. Seth, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with 9 again.
9. All right.
9 again.
And Will, where would you like to rank?
I'm gonna go with 7.
There's actually 21.
Really?
Dang it!
That means I was closest. I win.
Yeah.
Damn it. God damn.
Even though, wait, what was it again? 21.
He's 21.
Even though I was what? Freaking like. Shit. Hold on, let me do the math.
You're 12 off.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, and for our next one, we're gonna choose. The next one we are doing for our fourth one. Sorry, this is the workforce. There are plenty of millennials who believe in the value of hard day's work. Sadly, there are also plenty of millennials that just want things handed to them. They hope to go from an hourly employee to the president of sales in a month. Basically, people that just think that work is boring and I hate work, so I don't want to do work.
Yeah, sounds like average teenagers.
But these are like 20-year-olds.
I know.
Yeah,
It's actually making me mad that
my dad used to own an ice cream store, and there were 16 and 17-year-olds that would come there and not know how to mop the floor.
Yep.
What?
Why do you not know how to mop?
How do you not
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Like, did their parents not make them do any work?
Probably not, to be
Probably not, I
honest.
I guess that's what it's like having everything handed to you on a silver platter growing up.
Amen. So where do you...
Can't relate.
Jonathan, where do you think it is?
I mean, that's pretty fucking weird. Considering that you want to go from basic employee to president of sales in about a month. I'm going to go with 5.
5. Okay. And Seth?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5 too. No, I'm gonna go 4. Eat my booty, Jonathan.
No. It's not happening, I'm sorry.
And Will?
I'm gonna go with 6.
It's actually
He's
ranked
right on the dot.
17th.
Let's go. I was the closest. I win. Y'all lose.
What was it? I didn't even hear what
17.
It was 17.
17.
And for our last one, before we get into actually reading off the top 5, we're doing bars of soap. Many millennials believe that bars of soap are covered in germs after each use. While not an absurd idea, other generations will argue that largely. Meanwhile, millennials opt for liquid soap. Where do you think?
Man, I could
Simply
give a shit less, man.
whack.
Soap is soap.
It's literally used to clean off germs, and you're saying it's full
Exactly.
of germs. Come on, y'all.
Soap don't like germ. Germ bad. Soap
I mean,
bad. Soap hate.
But
germ.
here's I have an argument for that. What if like somebody used it to just like use the soap bar to just nut?
Why would you do that though? Why would you? Why would you do that?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I hate,
People weird,
I hate to
man.
burst your bubble, but I don't see that being practically used anytime soon.
What if you don't got liquid soap or lube?
Why would you use soap,
What if you're in the shower?
dude? Why would
Okay,
you use
yeah.
soap, dude? That just irritates the skin.
Change
That's all that's gonna do.
topic.
Okay, it's just a suggestion.
Please.
Jesus.
Please.
I'm sorry, but that's just how that works.
Seth, where do you think bars of soap are?
That's kind of weird, but it's not super weird. So I'm gonna go 10.
Okay. Jonathan.
7.
7. Will.
Number 15.
It was actually number 13.
Gosh darn it.
I swear to God.
So who won this round? Who won this day?
Well,
It was a tie between me and Will.
Interesting. Okay.
I never win.
Should
I
we
suck
do
at guessing.
should we do a tiebreaker or no?
Yes,
Yes.
tiebreaker, please.
Okay, this one will be in the top 5. And you will have to
Okay.
guess where do you think it is in top 5.
Okay.
Gyms. Millennials are substituting working out at the gym for online fitness classes, CrossFit, and running clubs. Many are leaving the gym and going where their favorite fitness instructor can be found.
3.
Gay boys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 3.
What about you, Will?
I don't know. Jonathan kind of took my strategy going in the middle.
I mean, you
I'm
could
gonna
you
go
could
with-
guess the same.
Then what's the point?
I mean, I'm just saying you could,
I'm gonna go with 4.
and you should have gone with 3 because the answer was 3.
Dang it!
I win.
Okay,
Jonathan
and now
has
I'm
taken
just
the
gonna read off the
I'm
5.
champion. How does it feel? How does it feel to lose, Will?
I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna
No.
give you all the
calm
top
down.
5.
Calm down,
How
gentlemen.
does
Yeah.
it feel to be in fear for your life?
Okay, so number 5 was breakfast cereal. Breakfast doesn't
Not
seem
surprised.
like the most important meal of the day, according to millennials. Many of them are not embracing the high sugar content of Frosted Flakes or Lucky Charms. Instead, they are on the go grabbing whatever they can find. Granola is a popular, healthy option.
I mean, yeah, I don't eat breakfast, so I can see that.
I barely eat breakfast, so
I eat eggs every morning, so.
Lucky.
Number 4 is light yogurt. Just like breakfast cereal, millennials are killing off the yogurt industry. In 2016, yogurt sales fell by over 8%. In order to get more millennials to eat this dairy product, yogurt businesses opt to take the sugar out and add more protein. At your local grocery store, you'll likely find more options in the Greek yogurt section than ever before.
That
This
is
is-
true. I have been
This
seeing
is
a
sim-
growth
this
in the Greek yogurt section.
this is probably just because vegans.
Yes, Andre, blame the vegans.
If you can't blame Donald Trump, blame the vegans.
I looked up and then I just died.
So
So, how is granola popular among millennials, but they don't like yogurt? That just doesn't compute.
That's like
His tiny
no,
brain
bread
doesn't
and butter,
It's
understand.
always just
man.
been like peanut butter and jelly, you know? Yogurt, granola.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
normally I
back in
mix
the
them
day
with the
when we
two.
used to get those Yoplait vanilla yogurts and
Hell
then just
yeah.
stuff a granola bar in it. Oh, it was awesome.
remember when like Nature
Facts.
Valley had like the crunch bars, but they were
They
so
still do.
like dense, like you had to like bite them to eat it. You couldn't
Yeah,
actually
they were
like bite
so
it off.
Stiff and brittle, just you took a bite and it just exploded.
You took a bite and
Yeah.
broke your molars.
Yeah.
So as we
They weren't
know,
even in yet.
3 was the gym. 2 are restaurants. More and more millennials have begun opting for food delivery and grabbing food that's quick and easy. As a result, the restaurant industry seems to be at a decline. Nowadays, millennials want quick and a few of them to have sit down, and nowadays, millennials want quick and few of them to have to sit down and wait for their food. I can understand this.
Just slowly, Andre.
I can't.
Yeah,
do.
I mean,
I can't understand that. You're waiting for quality food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also you could have okay food in 5 minutes. Think about
Yeah,
waiting.
but why
Think
would you
think
want
think
food
about
that
waiting.
literally has nothing valuable in
Think about
nutrition
understand.
5 minutes other
Understand.
than waiting 30 minutes and getting the whole shablam.
Well, think about this. Try going for a pretty good like McDouble versus waiting 20 minutes for a hamburger.
I would rather wait 20 minutes for a hamburger.
Yeah, but it's also more
Yeah,
it
quality
expensive.
depends
takes
on the
time.
burger place, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's also more expensive. And again, it's kind of true that millennials aren't as rich.
Like if
Quality
we were,
takes time, man.
Yes,
Like,
but people nowadays don't care about wait. They don't want to wait. They want things now
Yeah, it's 'cause
and as
they're
fast as they can.
impatient pieces of shit.
I won't lie.
They're ruining Olive Garden.
like if I was going versus a McDouble versus like Twisted Root Burger, I'll wait half hour of my life just to get like that.
But
over
some
a
people
McDouble.
won't.
Yeah, I know, because those people are retarded and they don't understand that quality takes time.
Okay, what do y'all
Yeah.
think number 1 is? It's pretty cliche. It's like hell yeah. It's like yeah.
Love.
I mean, yeah.
it makes
Cheaters
sense.
ruin dating.
No,
That's my
dating,
boomer impression.
dating. They've ruined dating.
Y'all could not be any closer. It was actually romance.
Let's go.
Say goodbye
yeah.
say goodbye to courting, dating, and simply meeting people the old-fashioned way. If you want to find your perfect mate, just swipe right or left if you have no interest. Millennials are ditching the time-tested romance for a quick fix. This is so true.
Dude, honestly, it's retarded how people think.
Everyone needs
you
a
can find
girlfriend
long
right now.
relationship. No, nobody does.
Everyone needs a
As a matter of
relationship.
fact-
Nope. Everyone needs a relationship right now. If they don't have one, they feel like they're not cool.
Hey,
They don't
as
take
a matter of fact,
time
I
with
could have been perfectly
girls.
fine. Hey, I could have been perfectly fine without one.
I am perfectly fine without one.
There you go. You don't need one.
I am
You're not a
too.
millennial. Good job.
Love does not exist. It's only a chemical created in the brain.
Yes, it is just a chemical reaction. That's all it is.
I mean, yeah,
Are
but
you
like,
okay?
When
but,
you see when
It's a
you
chemical reaction based on the golden rule that your brain sets.
I mean, yeah, but like, I personally, okay. So, do y'all believe in love?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
well,
Love is a choice. You choose to love someone.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, I couldn't have put it better myself.
Great words.
Mainly because I
from
couldn't have put
Mr.
it that way, but
Wiggins.
Yep. Well, everybody, that will be enough for tonight. I feel like I
man,
like
we
to.
don't get Andre's perspective on love.
Oh well, I mean, we. Do y'all want to go for 3
Yes,
hours?
I would love your perspective.
oh boy.
I would love
Oh,
to hear
boy.
your perspective.
Okay, let me try to make this short and sweet. Love is okay. Love doesn't matter if it's not mutual. Love
There you go.
love does not, if you love someone but they don't love you, then it doesn't matter how much love. That's why I say feelings are mutual. That's why I say to every person that's like, "Oh, do you like this girl? Oh, do you like this girl?" I say feelings are mutual. Feelings don't matter unless they are mutual, which means feelings don't matter unless you both have them. If I like a
There you
girl
go.
and she doesn't like me, what's the point of me liking her? If
Yeah,
I love a
kinda
girl,
felt
if I love
way,
that, if I love that
on
girl,
Fateful Tuesday.
yeah. But if I love that girl, if I love a girl and she doesn't love me, why am I loving her? It's if the feeling isn't mutual.
The golden rule of your brain. That's just how that works, man.
Yes, but like in my body, I feel like if I know someone doesn't love me, I immediately don't love you. If you don't like
hate
me,
you, Andre.
if you don't love me, or if you don't like that's why I don't really have enemies. It's because as long as you don't
Yeah.
hate me, then like we're cool. But if you hate me, I will hate you.
I hate you, I hate you. I'm playing.
Yeah, I also hate how crummy your mic is.
Ooh.
Damn.
Fat burn.
Got him.
Gotta hit the dab real quick. Like it's 2016.
Yes.
Yeah,
2016 was so much simpler. I swear to God.
Hey, yo, before we go though, I want to thank y'all for letting me hop on the podcast.
oh, no
Dude,
problem, dude.
first person to ever say that.
That's a good point. Sean never said that.
Dude, Aaliyah didn't even say it.
Say what? Sorry,
Thank
my mom
you.
was
Thank
yelling
you.
at me.
She didn't
Oh.
say thank you for letting me on the podcast.
You're welcome, Will.
And as we say all the time,
You are
if
very much welcome.
as we say all the time, if you want to hear more of Will, make sure to write a comment, leave a like, or just simply tell others more about our video. We run a lot of
I need friends.
we run off a lot of analytics on this channel. We run by this video did good off of this topic, which means we should talk about the topic more often. That's how we kind of run. So if we see a lot of people
That's-
that watch
Andre,
this video
Andre,
about
hate
Will,
hate to bust your bubble, but that's every YouTuber.
yes. But as I was
Sorry.
saying, like,
Still special, Jonathan.
Let him feel good about his choices.
but as I was saying, if we notice people really like the way Will talks and stuff, we'll have him on for another time, and then he'll kind of become a member of the Foreigner. But that's only if y'all tell us on how you feel about him. So make sure to leave a comment about if you like him, or if you want Sean or Leah, or if you want to be on a podcast for a try, make sure to hit us up in the comments or on any of our social media. If you like this podcast, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want more. I'll put on a little bell if you want to make sure you never miss a podcast. And I guess this is good night.
Good night.
Say good night, everyone.
Good night. Good
Leave a
morning.
like, please.
Good
We need
afternoon.
this
Don't
makes
matter
us
when you're
feel
watching
good.
it. Woo!
Good morning, good night, and
good riddance.
every other salutation because the world is weird.
Yes.
The world is very.
Time.
We will see y'all later.
Time is
Bye.
only relative.
goodbye.
Bye.